Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
My name's Travis.
And we are now in the winners bracket of the 2019 Challenger Deck Showdown. Travis,
Yo.
Who are you playing?
I'm playing Lightning Aggro.
Yes, you are. And that's almost the embodiment of what you like to play when it comes to Magic, right? Aggro, lightning, goblins. Yeah.
Tokens.
Burn.
I'm going to be a huge token guy. I just love my tokens. It's funny how I try different things in certain decks. I always end up with a token sometimes.
Yeah? Well, you
Always comes back to that.
Always comes back to that. You're attracted to it.
Yeah, but I still have my burn.
Would you consider it a fetish?
Maybe.
Yeah. My fetish is
Life.
Deadly Discoveries. I just love Deadly Discoveries. And that's the deck I'm playing. So it works out quite well.
Boom.
Golgari deck, a lot of Explore, a lot of hopefully life gain, especially against your deck there.
Yeah.
A little bit of ramp, a little bit of graveyard action, a little bit of sacrificing your opponent's creatures sort of thing. Or they have to sacrifice them, but you make them do it. So I really like this deck. This is my favorite of the Challenger Deck decks, Deadly Discovery.
Solid. And I played it against it a fair bit. I haven't played it yet, but played against it a fair bit on Arena. It's solid. It can really get out of hand. Yeah,
and I've played a version of this deck, not this specific one, but I have played a version of this deck on Arena for quite a while. It's almost like my go-to deck where I just, when I want to mess around, have some fun, play a few games. I really like this deck. So I've sort of grown to know my way around it, and I know sort of how to play against certain decks, which even decks that may be an unfavorable matchup against it. So I think I have an okay chance, but I do still think Lightning Aggro might be the favorite in this particular matchup.
You think?
I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But I know the red aggro deck in the original Challenger decks from 2018 just blew away the competition. That aggro was just crazy. It was a train that you could not stop. So we'll see if it's going to be a repeat. We will eventually have a Challenger Deck Showdown champion series where the previous aggro, what was it called? It's behind me here.
It was
Hazard aggro. So the Hazard Aggro deck will be playing against whoever wins here, basically. So that's something that we are going to be doing. We may not be doing right away because Core Set 2020 is coming out soon. We're going to have a whole bunch of Planeswalker decks, 5 of them, in fact, to get through with that. And that's probably going to be the next set of videos when it comes to the showdowns that you're going to see. And then once all that's done, we'll get back to the Guild Kit showdown. So without any sort of further pomp and circumstance, Travis, we're going to roll to see
pomp nor circumstance.
We're going to neither pomp nor circumstance. I almost still rolled the Izzet dice. You want the other red die? There you go. I'm going to roll a green and a black die, and I'm going to roll an 8. We both rolled doubles, so we get to roll again.
This isn't Monopoly. Was it Monopoly you guys did
that? Yeah, there's a few board games, I think. Monopoly was one of them, though. So, okay, so I'm going to get to play first. I'm going to show first. Now, you have your original hand of 7. I had to go down to 6, but that does mean I get to scry. But I think you guys can agree that this is, for a 6-card hand, this is probably a pretty good start. Maybe not the best start I could hope for, but it's pretty good. And now we're going to see what the top card is. You know what, folks? I think that can go to the bottom, right? I think you guys can agree with that.
You'll regret that.
I hope not. I certainly hope not. And now I'm going to bow my head to you, Travis, and you may show away, sir.
Okay. I'm less familiar with this deck than the mono-white deck, but mono-red aggro is mono-red aggro. You want a few lands and spells to play with those lands. Okay.
My turn?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Yeah, your turn.
Okay. So, kick things off. Play a forest. Tap that forest. Llanowar Elves. It's a 1/1 elf druid. I can tap it for green. Pass the turn to you.
Draw? Sure, I'll draw. Tap a mountain. Tap that for my turn 1 play, the Fanatical Firebrand. 1/1 hasty goblin pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tap it, sacrifice it, Firebrand deals 1 damage to our creature or player. So I am just going to attack. Attacking right in there. Choosing not to target that.
You know what? People are going to probably say I'm crazy.
What?
Block it. That's right.
That's right.
Say goodbye to your goblin, sir.
It's gone.
Okay, so my turn?
Your turn, sir. Right back at you.
Draw. I'm going to play a swamp. I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to cast Seeker's Squire. It's a 1/2 human scout. And when it enters the battlefield, it explores. So I reveal the top card of my library, put that card into my hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, then put that card back or put it into your graveyard. Now I'm going to reveal a forest. So it's a land. It's going to go into my hand, and I do not get to put a +1/+1 counter on the card. Travis, your turn.
It's a mountain.
Ooh.
Guess I'm going to tap 2. Yeah, 1 for Fanatical Firebrand.
Okay.
1 for a lava, or Gitrud Lava Runner.
Ah, okay.
So the Gitrud Lava Runner is a 1/2, and as long as there are 2 or more instants and/or sorcery cards in my graveyard, it gets haste and +1/+0. There's none. So I'm not going to attack into that because that just dies. No point in tapping to sacrifice it because that still lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to pass back to you.
Pass back to me. Okay. Untap. I am going to play a swamp. I'll do this. I'll tap for 3, including 1 black, and I'm going to cast the Plague Crafter. So it's a 3/2 human shaman, and when it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who can't discards a card. So I'm going to sacrifice the Squire.
I'll sacrifice my Fanatical Firebrand.
Now, this is something that was brought up in a previous episode in the comments section. When you have to sacrifice something, it's like paying a cost. So Travis can't sacrifice his goblin to use its ability to do 1 damage and still fulfill the cost of this card. So he has to just straight up sacrifice it. So in case anyone's wondering why he didn't do 1 damage to me, that's the reason why. Travis, I pass the turn now to you.
Untap, draw, play a mountain. Okay. I'm going to tap out to cast Lizard's Lightning.
Lizard's Lightning.
Wizard's Lightning. It's going to do 3 damage to
Now, you don't have to tap out, right? Because isn't that a wizard?
Oh, actually, I'm wondering where my wizard is. I'm thinking of that other one.
Where my wizard's at?
That Barashino wizard dude. I'm thinking he was the only wizard. But no, actually, you are correct. This is a wizard, so it costs 1 to instant speed, waste.
Plague Crafter. I'm assuming you're going for the Plague Crafter, not for me. Okay.
No, for me.
Now you have 2 whole mana left up, so...
I do, but I want to save that mana. I'm going to just go to combat.
Okay.
It's only 1, because I only have 1 instant and/or sorcery card.
I'm down to 19.
What? Pass 2.
Okay. Untap. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play a forest. You know what? I'm going to do this, and it may be foolish, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to tap for a green and a black, and I'm going to cast Find from Find Infinality. Find is a sorcery. Return up to 2 target creature cards from my graveyard to my hand. So I'm going to grab the Plague Crafter.
Come on, man.
And the Seeker Squire, put them into my hand. This is going to go to the graveyard. Finality, by the way, for a black and a green. You may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature you control. Then all creatures get -4/-4 into the end turn. So that's my board wipe. So I like keeping it for that, but I think in this particular situation, I think this was a good idea. I'm then going to tap a black and a green and cast Seeker Squire. We saw it before, so we'll just jump to the Explorer. It's an overgrown tomb. That's just going to go to my hand, and that is not going to get a counter.
Pure value in your hand.
Pass the turn to you now, sir.
On your end step, I am going to tap 2 to Lightning Strike. Now,
the Squire or me?
The Squire.
The Squire, okay.
We're going to find out if all this makes sense what I'm doing here, because you're both to my next play.
Yes.
Okay, so my turn. Untap. I didn't even think that through, actually. I didn't think I'd be drawing a card for whatever reason. Playing a mountain. So he gets untapped too. I do now have 2 cards, instants or sorcery, so he's a 2/2 with haste. When we're combat?
Yes. Swinging for 2?
Swinging for
2. Down to 17.
So, now I'm going to tap for 4 to cast Experimental Frenzy. I may look at the top card of my library at any time. It's enchantment, pardon me. I may play the top card of my library, and I can't play cards from my hand. So I forgot I was drawing a card, but it's okay. We're fine. Yeah. On that front, we're fine. I can also spend 4 to destroy it. So if I draw a whole bunch of really cool cards, there's ways around it. So I'm just going to, because I can.
Yeah, look at the top card of your library, yeah. Are you going to play it?
Not right now.
Okay.
I'm going to pass to you.
My turn? Okay.
Yes.
Untap. Okay, I'm going to play an Overgrown Tomb. I can tap it for, it's a swamp and a forest. I can tap it for black or green. As it enters the battlefield, I may pay 2 life. If I don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. I'm not going to pay 2 life, so it's going to enter tapped.
Pay the life.
I'm then going to pay 2 black, 2 green and cast Ravenous Chupacabra. It's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature an opponent controls.
He is destroyed.
So you're wizard. I'm then going to pass the turn to you.
So I'm going to untap, upkeep, draw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm then going to look at the top card of my library.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to tap 2 to play the top card of my library, which is the Runaway Steamkin. Whenever I cast a red spell, if Runaway Steamkin has fewer than 3+1 counters on it, put a +1 counter on Runaway Steamkin. Remove 3+1 counters from it and add 3 mana.
And now you get to look top
I'm
the
gonna
card.
top card my
That's the
library
power
now.
of that card. That's such a good card.
Okay. I'm going to tap 1 mana to cast a Fanatical Firebrand. So I'm going to I cast a red spell.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to play a +1 counter on him, making him a 2/2. Then I'm going to look at the top card of my library. Okay. I can't play that card. Can't do it. I can attack into a 2/2 with my 1/1 haste, but I don't see a point of that, so I'm going to pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. So I will untap. Draw. Gonna play a swamp.
My aggro just feels a lot less aggro at this moment.
That's now a 2/2, correct?
It's a 2/2.
Okay, I'm gonna move to combat.
Okay.
I'm gonna swing in with my Ravenous Chupacabra.
Okay. I'm blocking nothing there.
Blocking nothing? Okay, so you take 2. I am going to pay 2, including 1 green, to cast the Wild Growth Walker. It's a 1/3 elemental, and whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on Wild Growth Walker, and I gain 3 life. Going to tap 1 and 1 green, and I'm going to cast Merfolk Branchwalker. It's a 2/1 Merfolk Scout, and when it enters the battlefield, it explores.
There went the game.
Going to explore. It's a district guide, which is a 2/2, and whenever it enters the battlefield, I may search my library for basic land or gate, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Now, so that is I do explore, so I put a +1/+1 counter on it, and I gain 3 life, put me back up to 20.
Doesn't she get a counter?
She is also going to get a counter as well, too.
So regardless what you do with that card, it's only
Yes,
if it's a
regardless.
land, you
Yeah,
don't
it's
get
only
the
if it's a land that they don't get the counter and it goes in my hand. I'm actually going to put district guide into my graveyard.
Yeah, you got land.
And now this is a 2/4, and this is a 3/2.
Is that the one that explores twice, though?
No, that's
okay.
the Ranger.
Jade
the Ranger,
Ranger.
yeah. That's 1 and green. So I'm now going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. We're untapping. Upkeep.
Mm-hmm.
Draw. I'm going to look at the top card of my library.
Okay.
I'm going to play the top card of my library.
Okay. Oh, for 3.
It is the Goblin Chain Whirler.
Ah, yes.
I mean, it's good. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control.
Okay, so I'm down to 19.
Okay, and they all have 1 damage marked on.
And his first strike as well, too, right? 3/3 for first strike. So.
Yeah. So this goes up by 1 because I cast that spell, and they have 1 damage marked on them.
Yes.
Look at the top card of my library.
Okay.
I put that back on top.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm using that right. I personally don't.
You're 100% using it right. Because each time you draw, you're not allowed to use the card that you've drawn, but you're building up cards in your hand. So eventually, if you want to get rid of it, you will then have a full hand full of cards, and you're able to do this. You're able to chain stuff. Now, granted, you first pulled a 3-cost creature, but I mean, like if it's like shock, firebrand, something else you're able to suddenly cast a whole bunch of creatures off the top of your deck. So no, you're using it right.
So should I, again, no point asking your opponent for advice, should I wait till I had more mana, though?
I don't think so. Because if you didn't have the Runaway Steamkin, maybe, but because you got this out, once this hits 3 counters, you can then use it to help ramp up with more mana. So I think you did everything right.
He's a 3/3. I can attack. He can double block and kill it. I would kill one of his creatures.
I wouldn't even have to double block, because remember, this is a 3/2.
Oh, yes, it is.
And this is a 2/4, so I could even just block it with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't die, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to pass to you.
Okay.
So their damage gets healed. Heal that damage.
Okay. So, tap. Draw. Alrighty. I'm going to tap for 5. And I'm going to cast an enchantment. It's a Saga. Eldest Reborn. And the first act, which happens immediately, is each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker.
I'm choosing my Fanatical Monkey.
That makes sense.
It's the
So then, on my draw step, it's going to go to the next act, which would be each opponent discards a card. Then on the third act, it's put a creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. I am then going to put this over here. And that's got first strike.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Chain Whirler.
I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap. Keep. Draw. So I draw that card. Then I'm going to look at the top card in my library. I'm going to play that card. Happen to have been a mountain. Because I can do that, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to look at the top card in my library. I can play that card. It happens to be a Get True Lava Runner.
Nice.
So it's going to ping up to 3.
Mm-hmm.
So he is now a 4/4. Get True Lava Runner is a 2/2 with haste.
And once it has 3 counters, it can't gain any more counters, right? So at that point, you...
If it doesn't have any counter, it doesn't have
Okay.
3. Yes. But I can do look at my hander.
Yeah.
I am going to... I'm going to pay it because it only costs 1. I'm going to Wizard's Lightning that one.
Okay.
Because it only costs 1 because I do control Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get a additional counter there. Do not, sir.
No.
I'm going to look at the card again. Okay. Tap 2. We're running my Steamkin.
Nice.
Okay. Look at the top card in my library.
Mm-hmm.
Again, let's find out what Travis is doing stuff. He's going to remove this to add 3 mana.
Yes.
Colorless mana. I will use 2 of
3
them.
red, isn't it?
3 red, pardon
3 red, yeah.
3 red. To remove, to add 3. I'm going to use 2 of them for the Bashino Pyromancer.
Excellent. So
I have
Bashino
one-
Pyromancer does what?
When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker.
Okay.
So you have no planeswalkers.
So I'm down to 17.
Down to 17. I have 1 floating.
Mm-hmm.
I did cast a red spell. So he had none on because I used the mana 2 casters.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
each of them are going to... This is complicated for a mono red deck. Like, yeebish. I still have 1 floating. That's going to go away. So I might as well use that to cast Lightning Strike
Okay.
to hit your Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Okay.
I think. I mean, I probably could have gone to the face there. Okay. I have to
And then,
yes.
hold up. You got to put the counters on it. Yep.
But I'm tapped out of legitimate mana now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can still know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I still know what that is. Let's see here. So again, he's a 2-something.
A 2/4.
These 2 came in this turn.
Yes.
So we're 2/4. Nothing would happen there. He would live, in theory, because he's a 3/3.
Mm-hmm.
And he would live because he's got more than 2 power.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, Travis said to himself, to attack with these 2 because they'll both live,
Yes.
in theory. Unless you can do damage after the fact, but hey.
So I will put the 2/4 elemental in front of one of your 3/3s.
Okay.
So I'm going to take 3 damage, and I'm down to 14.
Okay. Then I think I've done everything I can and is popular. I will pass back to you.
Okay. So on my draw step, it goes to the second act, which is each opponent discards a card.
We'll discard a mountain.
And I will draw a card. I'm going to play a Memorial to Folly, which enters the battlefield tapped. I can tap it for black, or I can pay 2 and a black, tap it, sacrifice it, return target creature card from my graveyard to my hand. I'm then going to pay 3 and cast the Plague Crafter. So when it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who can't discards a card. So I'm going to sacrifice the planeswalker Plague Crafter to itself.
I chose the Pyromancer just because he has 1 less toughness than the Get Rid of Lava.
No, it makes sense to me. So
Otherwise they're essentially identical.
I'm now going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap. Draw that card. I know what it is. I know all about it. I'm going to look at the top card of my library. I'm going to play that mountain.
Now, my best hope at this point is that there's another mountain on top of your library.
Yeah, that would be a hope. I could do this so much cooler if I had just one more card on top. But I think I'm going to do this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, is it Banefire?
It's Banefire.
Oh.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is its current toughness.
Yes.
So I'm leaving 1 mana up, casting Banefire. When I do that, though, these guys both go up.
Yes.
To 3/3.
Which allows them to be then also used for actually
Banefire
they're
about to
4/4s, aren't they?
Yeah, pardon me, with 3 counters.
Yeah.
To the Banefire, I'm going to draw now. I'm going to look at the top card of my library. Banefire. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
We're going to swing with the team here. So it is 3, there's 8, 11, 12, 13. Still just that one off.
Man. But I think I'm dead. Pretty sure I'm dead.
Now, if I had... Oh, wait a minute. Hey, let's try doing something smart, Travis. Pop counters up both these guys to add 6 mana.
Do you want to add 6 right away, or do you want to just pop 1 so you have 3 and then you have the option of...
Yes,
yeah.
I guess. So
yeah,
6, 3, pardon me, plus that equals that. I'm destroying that.
Okay.
It's destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Pop this off for 3 to cast the Verashino Pyromancer.
Yeah, and that'll do it.
Wow.
So there you go.
That is way too complicated for mono red.
But this is the thing. I mean, you said before that you didn't get that card. You must now understand.
No, I got it in the last game.
But like the power of that card is absolutely insane. And when you get it out with the Steamkins,
or 2.
Yeah. Like next turn could have been big for me because I could have brought a creature back from my graveyard. I could have brought another creature back with the Folly.
Yeah.
But it was too late at that point. So.
And I thought I was dead in the water.
And out of curiosity,
early stuff.
yeah, I just had Land of Where Elves on top. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, and I had a pretty solid opening as well, too. So it wasn't like, I was hurting for mana. It wasn't like I was hurting for cards. So
and the thing is, I kept drawing good stuff, too. Like Chain Whirler, Steamkin. I had good things in hand, too.
And that's one of the great things about it as well, too. You can get rid of it and then start casting stuff from your hand. So yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. So this is a best 2 out of 3. So we are going to have I'm going to have another shot at redemption here. At least one more shot at it anyways. So I'm going to take a peek through my sideboard. And we'll be coming back either with the second game or once we're going to show what we're going to either be sideboarding in and out of our decks. Okay, so I did do some sideboarding, and here are the 6 cards that I sideboarded in. And I think you'll know why. These might be a good idea. So those are the ones I'm putting in, and these are the ones I'm taking out. Now, in the past, I have mentioned that one of these cards might not necessarily be a great idea to sideboard out. But at the same time, one of the things that it provides, I don't really come short of very often. So I don't really know why I need to have a bunch of extra ones in there. Anyways, these are now going to leave the deck. These are going to get shuffled in. Now, Travis, did you do any sideboarding?
Just a minimal.
Just a minimal? I'll bow my head and allow you to show what you've done.
Mostly because it's hard to take cards out of a deck like this, because everything works so well with it. But I'm taking out these 2 cards here to put in these 2 cards here. I may probably regret this, and probably I would have actually liked to put in more cards to specifically attack his deck, but I don't like to sideboard much. I don't. But I mean, I think I did something that's going to help me out, hopefully.
Okay.
So I'm going to shuffle those 2 value cards in.
And we're going to shuffle up our decks, and we'll be right back with the second game right now. And we're back in the second game of this match now. For those of you folks who have a very astute eye, you may notice we're wearing different clothing. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios. One of these 2 things happened. Either that first game was so intense that we sweat through our clothing and we needed to go change clothes, or I somehow managed to shuffle my entire sideboard into my deck after we did sideboarding and tainted the game. Take a wild guess which one is true. So Travis has been kind enough to come back and basically reshoot game 2. So Travis, thank you once again for coming back.
No worries.
I lost the first game, if I remember correctly. Yes. So I will show first. I will go first, and I'll show you guys my opening hand. Both of us have 7 cards?
Yep.
Okay. So both of us start off with a 7-card hand. This is... Oh, and I set up the decks exactly the way we had sideboarded before, so that is going to be exactly the same. So these are the cards that I've got in my opening hand, so hopefully they'll allow me to maybe push this to a third third and deciding game, but I don't know.
Don't know?
Hasn't been going well.
I think you got a good chance. This is not like a crazy runaway steamkin kind of hand or anything. Or is it? It isn't, is it? Because it's mono red. It's you can do your cards now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can look up.
It was a quick show.
I can look up.
I can explain the cards right
I'm going to play Swamp.
So no turn 1 Elvish Mystic?
No. Is it? It's Llanowar Elves.
Llanowar
Elves, yes.
Draw. Play a mountain, tap a mountain for everyone's favorite goblin monkey.
There we go.
Just a goblin pirate. It is a 1/1 of haste.
Tasty little monkey.
And he's swinging in.
And he's swinging in for 1. Okay, so I'm down to 19.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Going to draw. Going to play a forest. Going to tap 2. And I'm going to cast Seeker Squire. I'm pretty sure I played this before, but just in case, it's a 1/2, and I get to explore when it hits the battlefield. So, Golden Demise is going to go.
Is that a destroy target creature or something?
Yeah, Golden Demise. This is one of the cards I sideboard in. It's got Ascend. So if I control 10 or more permanents, I get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. And all creatures get -2/-2 until the end of turn. But if I have the city's blessing, then instead only creatures my opponents control get -2/-2 at the end of turn. I'm going to put that back on top. And I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on Desquire. Travis, I pass the turn back to you.
Untap. Draw. Play another mountain. Tap 2 right off Zabat. To lightning strike your Seeker Squire.
That does make sense.
And then that's what burn does. You burn the creatures out and you attack with your little 1/1 goblin pirates.
So I take 1?
I did that quick. That's how burn works.
18. I blinked and missed it.
Because you just, again, I love going for the face with burn, but you can't not kill a creature when you can.
Exactly.
Because then I get a swing for free, essentially.
There are certain games where you know it's better to suddenly start racing and burning to the face versus early on in a game like this when I put down a creature and you're like, no, because you've got nothing that can get through that right now.
Yeah.
In that case, I do think it's best to take care of the creature. That's my turn? Okay. Draw the card that we know is on top. I'm going to play a forest. I am then going to tap for 2 green and a black and cast Jade Light Ranger. 2/1 Merfolk Scout. When it enters the battlefield, I explore. Then it explores again. So we're going to explore and see the Golgari Find Broker. Good card.
Cast it on turn 4 at this point, I think.
Good card. That's going to go to the graveyard. So that's explore 1. I get a +1/+1 counter. I'm going to explore again. And Woodland Cemetery just goes to my hand. So Woodland Cemetery enters the battlefield tapped unless I control a swamp or a forest. Pass the turn to you.
Okay.
Had I known that Woodland Cemetery was going to be next, I might have actually kept the Find Broker, but oh well.
Yeah, I guess we're going to tap for 2 to Lava Coil.
And that's going to exile the Ranger, because if it dies, it exiles it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that's going to go upside down in there.
And we're going to go back to combat?
Back to combat.
Right back to combat.
Okay. So now I'm down to 17.
And this is the TSN turning point, as I don't make a land drop as I pass the turn. Yeah.
Okay, so untap.
Again, you're going to see like 3 cards by the time you need a third land drop, so mathematically speaking, 1 and 3, that's, right?
I'm going to play Woodland Cemetery. And we talked about that a second ago. I'm actually going to tap for 1 black, and I'm going to cast Duress. This is another card that's sideboarded in. Jeez Louise. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card.
I only have 1 option, but unfortunately it is the one I don't want you to take.
Oh, yes. And that... What? You've got the 3 Goblin Chain Whirlers in there? Oh my goodness. This is going to be awful. So yes, I will get you to discard that non-creature, non-land card from your hand.
Yeah,
okay.
I really wanted that. I think that was the card that won me the first game, I think.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, because you got the thing working for you. Okay, so now what I want to do is tap for 2 green and bring out a Wild Growth Walker. So, seen this before, 1/3. Need to explore to sort of trigger it a bit, but that's my turn, and I pass it to you now, sir.
Okay, untap. Boop, 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 boop.
There we go.
Drop the 3rd land. Tapping for 3.
What are you going to cast, Travis?
A Goblin Chain Whirler. So do 1 damage each opponent and each creature and Planeswalker. So he does extra tier for 1.
I do get binged? I get binged. I get Chandler binged for 1.
Could you take any more damage this turn? I can't do a good Chandler, but the second someone says that, it's like a reaction. Little hammer on the knee from the doctor. You go for it, regardless of your skill or...
I'm actually curious, based on the demographics, how many people get Friends references.
Friends, I believe, is really popular, again, because Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there we go. So,
possible.
Yeah.
I'm electing not to attack with my Firebrand.
Okay.
And I'm passing to you.
Passing to me. Okay. Draw. As well, too, not that, the obscurity or age of our references have ever stopped us from making these references before, but still. I'm going to play a Memorial to Folly. So enters the battlefield tapped, tap it for black, pay 2 and 1 black, and I can sacrifice it to return target creature card from the graveyard to my hand. Now, normally we don't read off cards that we've read before. It's been a while since we recorded that first game, so I can't remember which cards we read before now. I know there's certain ones we have, but I am going to pass the turn to you.
Play at a 4th mount. Then I'm going to play, pre-combat, my other Goblin Chain Whirler. Chain Whirler.
Yes.
Then, so 1 damage marked on you, and you take 1 damage as well.
Yes.
From Chain Whirler number 2.
Okay.
Once again.
15.
So, he will, in theory... Okay, I'm just going to attack with him and save my monkey for a potential burn. Just Goblin Chain Whirler. I've made up my mind.
Just the Whirler.
Just the Whirler.
Okay. I'm going to tap a black and a green, and I'm going to cast instant cast down, destroy target non-legendary creature. Destroy that.
Very non-legendary.
I'm going to then tap black and a green and cast down on your other Chain Whirler.
Okay. Second main, I'm going to tap 1 for the Gitru Lava Runner. He does have haste, but we've gone past combat, but he's a 2/2 right now.
Yes, indeed. My turn?
Yes, you cast down a lot of stuff there.
Okay. But you still have an untapped Goblin there. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and cast the Eldest Reborn. Enchantment, it's the Saga enchantment. So the first thing is each opponent sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker. And then on my draw step, it's going to go to the next one, which is each opponent discards a card, and then to put target creature or planeswalker card from graveyard under the battlefield under your control.
It's a tough call.
Because if you get rid of the Goblin at this point,
I lose my...
You lose your...
But he is still a 2/2 at this point.
Yeah.
So
you sacrifice the Goblin.
I sacrifice my
to
Goblin.
The enchantment, not to
ping you.
To ping me.
Or to ping your walker.
And it's a 2/2 right now, right?
It's 2/2.
I'll pass the turn to you.
Okay, untap. Draw. Okay. We will go to combat.
Okay. I'm not going to block. So I will take 2.
Take 2.
Down to 13.
I will tap 3 for the Goblin Chain
Whirler.
They've been pinging you, but not really doing much beyond that. That's it for now.
Okay, so untap, draw step, we go to Act 2, which is each opponent discards a card.
I will discard my Bereshino Pyromancer.
And I will draw my card.
Bayashino? Not Bereshino?
Interesting. I'm going to play a forest. I'm going to pass turn to you.
Mm-hmm. Going to combat, only declaring the Chain Whirler.
No blocks.
No blocks. Okay.
So I take 3.
You take 3.
Down to 9.
Pass 2.
Pass to me on your end step. I'm going to tap for 3, including 1 black, and I'm going to tap and sacrifice the Memorial to Folly to return target creature card from my graveyard to my hand. So I'm going to return the Golgari Find Broker from the graveyard
Value.
to my hand. And the folly is going to go to the graveyard. Okay, so now my turn?
Yep.
Untap. Go to Act 3 on my draw step, which is put target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under my control. I'm actually going to grab one of your Chain Whirlers.
Chain Whirlers, first strike, huh?
Yes. So when it enters the battlefield...
I get dinged for 1.
Yeah, and as do all of your creatures.
Yeah, but they have 2 toughness, 3 toughness. So currently they're okay, but they each have 1 damage marked on them.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tap for 2 black. Oh, and then the Eldest Reborn goes to the graveyard. I'm going to tap for 2 black and 1 green, and I'm going to cast Golden Demise. So all creatures, because I'm still not at Ascend, get -2/-2 until the end of turn.
But both yours live.
Both mine live, yes.
Wow, that's pretty much my board there, and 2 foul swoops there.
Move to combat.
Move to combat.
I'll swing in with
Summoning Sickness.
Summoning Sickness. I'll swing in with nothing.
You can ping me for 1 if you really want.
I could swing in with -1.
Oh, -1, yes,
yeah.
-2.
So,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to pass the turn now to you.
Tap 1 for the monkey.
There you go.
I'm not going to swing into that, but yeah, pass 2.
My turn? Okay. Tap. Draw.
Really missing my Experimental Frenzy now.
Move to combat.
Okay.
I'm just going to swing in with a Whirler.
No blocks, so I drop from 19 down to 16.
And then I'm going to tap for 2 black
I've been whirled.
and 2 green, and I'm going to cast the Goblin... Goblin? No, the Golgari Findbroker to return return a permanent card from a graveyard to my hand. So I could return Eldest Reborn, Memorial to Folly, or Seeker's Squire. I think I'm going to return Seeker's Squire to my hand.
That's the Explorer one, isn't it?
Yes, but I only have 1 green up, so I can't cast it this turn. I'm going to pass the turn out to you.
Not that I'm top decking, but play a mountain. Pass 2.
Pass to me? Okay. Untap. Draw. Oops. I'll do it this way. I'm going to tap for 2 green and bring out another Wild Growth Walker.
Okay. So when the first one is on the stack,
Okay.
it doesn't really matter at this point because you're still going to get the 1, which is life gain, which I don't want. I'm going to tap for 3, I guess, to Wizard's Lightning, your first one.
Okay.
Hoping you'd only have 1. And even then, I probably should have done that at the end of my turn or on my turn, because at that point you only had 1 green mana, and you were actually at your most vulnerable.
Yeah.
But
I don't think, from what I remember, there's no like giant growth or anything in this deck, so I think you're still in pretty good shape with that. So
yeah, you always think that, and then you don't realize something else. Then it's like, oh, well, this also works. So
I'm going to tap a black and a green to bring out Seeker Squire. So enters the battlefield, explores, Llanowar Elves. I'm going to put that in the graveyard, and I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on Seeker Squire, a +1/+1 counter on Wild Growth Walker, and go up 3.
that's 3 life, yeah.
So I'm up to 12. Move to combat. Now this is Summoning Sickness because you killed the one that didn't have Summoning Sickness. I'm going to swing in with a 3/4 and a 3/3.
It's still 5 that I'm going to take at this point. Oh no, more than that. It's 6. Right?
Yeah.
So I'll drop to an even 10. And once again, much like with the mono white deck, no real top decks. That Phoenix is nice, but it's not going to save me this one.
The best thing you could probably get at this point is Experimental Frenzy.
Yeah.
Because that can possibly allow you to start chaining some cards off, right? So I'll pass the turn out to you.
That monkey's going to stick around and ping you for 1 before I die.
Okay.
Like, you're not going to stop attacking me because I might have a shock in hand or something. So pass back to you. But I think I might be, I won't call it a crackback, but 4,
tap.
I can chump and then poke. Chump and poke.
Tap for 2 black, 2 green, Ravenous Chupacabra, enters battlefield, destroy target creature and opponent controls. I'm going to target the goblin, but...
It's targeted, but here it goes. And, well, you have no 1 toughness creature, so I'll ping you for 1.
For 1. And then I'm going to swing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
I was really counting on an Experimental Frenzy to basically have the fuel to keep up with your deck. And once that was gone.
And one of the things with the duress as well, too, is that I could have done it very first turn.
Yeah.
But I wasn't super worried until you got to about 3 lands, because that's when I knew that some of the bigger things getting to be cast. So that's sort of why I held on to it for a bit. And I'm not sure how long did you have that in your hand at the very beginning? Or?
That's why I kept that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense, because you're 1 land off of a whole lot of craziness in your hand, right?
So empty the hand out and then play that, and then much like your fine broker, just hit Value Town. Get a map while you're there, so you hit all the spots in Value Town.
Yeah, exactly. Value
Take
Town.
my goblin back.
Oh, that's right, too. That is yours. So we are going to shuffle up now, and we're going to move on to the third game. Do you think you're going to do some sideboarding?
No, because there's no bombs. I'm comfortable with the amount of creature removal now.
So we're going to shuffle up. We're not going to sideboard, and we're going to be right back with the third game right now. And we're back with the third game. Travis, you get to show first. And go first, and then I will show after you. You kept 7 cards.
7 cards.
I'm at 6, so I will get to scry.
Here are my 7 cards. They're good. There's enough land to do these things with the land over there.
Yeah. Alrighty, so
that's how magic works. The lands make you do the spells.
Here's my 6-card opening hand. So I think we can all agree that there's something in particular that we do not want to see anytime soon. And hopefully we won't. But we are going to scry right now. So there's that, which is going to go on the bottom of the deck.
All right.
Very bottom of the deck.
Hope you're not afraid of seeing the chain whirler.
As well, too.
I meant the monkey.
Oh, you can look up now. One thing, folks were asking when we're going to institute the London Mulligan rule. That will probably happen when we start playing with the Core Set 2020 Planeswalker deck. So we are going to be bringing that into the Mana Cave within our very liberal Mulligan rules, but not for just a little while yet. Anyways, Travis, sorry.
Okay. Past you. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, God.
It's just a mountain.
Get 7 cards.
Just a mountain. No monkey, though. Remember, Goblin Pirate.
All right, so mystery card on top. I'm going to play Memorial of Folly because it enters the battlefield tapped, and I'll pass the turn to you.
All right. I'm going to draw.
Memorial to Folly, not of Folly, sorry.
On my turn 2, I'm going to tap the 2 lands I just played for a Runaway Steamkin. Whenever I cast a red spell, I probably don't need to read it, but yeah, I put a +1 counter on it, and if it has 3 or more, I can remove those counters and add 3 red mana.
I hate your cards so much.
Yeah, you need to spells to really get it going, though.
I'm going to play a Forest, and I'm not even going to mess around with you. I'm just going to tap 2, and I'm going to cast that down.
Don't you cast that down.
I can't let that thing go off again.
It doesn't have trample, or first strike.
It's mean. I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Untap. Draw. Play a mountain. There's drew. Tap 2. Run away. Steamkin. Pass back to you. I had 2 in my opening hand, so that's why I was pretty happy to keep that.
Okay, I'm gonna play a Woodland Cemetery, which doesn't enter the battlefield tap because I do control forest. I'm gonna annoy the hell out of you and cast that down. The top deck.
There's 3 in your deck.
The top deck cast down and pass the turn to you.
Should be attacking my stuff now. Mountain, tapping 3 for the Chain Whirler.
Chain Whirler.
Ping you for 1.
Yes, I do get pinged for 1. I've got a 19.
No haste in that bad boy, so I'll pass you. I look at my Steamkins. Oh, they're all angry. You know why they're angry? They were cast down. I don't think there's a single legendary creature in this deck, actually.
I can't believe you didn't say that they're steamed.
No, they're not.
They're steamed.
They're full and angry.
Yeah.
They're just...
I'm going to play Forest. I'm going to tap for 2 black, 2 green. I'm going to... My Ravenous Chupacabra is just going to gobble up your goblin.
Oof.
Pass turn to you.
Removal, man. You can't beat removal. Okay. Well, I've got the point now where I can, I guess, tap 3 and hope that this Goblin Chain Whirler sticks around.
I take 1.
There's 1 damage.
So does my creature.
But I have no way to follow through with that damage. I will pass back to you.
Pass back to me. Okay.
Jeez, look at my bin, man. They're all really good creatures. Not like they're that, 1 for 1 or that 1/2 that becomes a 2/2 for 1. Like, those are unfortunate. That's all pure value.
That's
in my bin.
Those are some good creatures. I'm going to play Forest. I'm going to tap for 2 green and 1 of whatever to bring out the Jade Light Ranger. Saw that before, so I'm going to... Do you have any response?
No.
Okay. I thought you were reaching for it. Golden Demise, which is not super great for me right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm actually going to put that in the bin, and I am still going to get a +1/+1 counter, and I get to explore again. And this time it's freaking Llanowar Elf. I'm just going to put that in the bin, and I was going to put another die on it, but I'll just turn that up to 2. Okay. So then I'm going to pay 2, including 1 green, and cast the Merfolk Branchwalker, which I just get to explore once. Eldest Reborn is definitely going to stay on top of my deck. And I put +1/+1 counter on there, and I'm going to pass the turn to you because swinging into a 3/3 with first strike with a 2/2 is silly.
Silly. Tap another mountain. I don't like doing this pre-combat, but I'll tap 2 for a Lava Coil. I guess I'm going to Lava Coil the biggest dude.
Yep, and that's going to get exiled.
Which actually is rather important in your deck.
Yes, because I do have stuff that can bring... I mean, the Memorial to Folly, for example, so...
Well, we'll go to combat.
Okay. I'm not going to block.
Okay.
So I'm going to go down to 15.
Cool. Pass 2.
Pass to me. Untap. Draw what we know I've got. I'm going to tap for 5. Eldest Reborn. So, sacrifice a creature. Move to combat.
Move to combat.
Swinging for 5.
Alright. Well, I will tap 3. Wizard's Lightning on... I guess he has more power, so...
Yeah.
Still
that goes to the bin as opposed to exiled. So.
2 down to 18.
And I pass the turn to you now.
Wizard's Lightning does not stay on the battlefield. Untap. I'm going to be discarding this card in 10 seconds, so.
Okay.
I have 2 burn spells.
Oh, okay.
I think this one makes most sense because it's going to exile the creature.
Yeah.
I mean, normally, I think...
And neither of them can do damage to me, right?
Yeah, there's not like...
Okay.
Now I'm looking at that Wizard's Lightning, I'm like, if I had done both my Lava Coils before, I could have kept the instant and then really had fun right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll just tap 2 for Lava Coil.
Which makes sense because that's going to exile the Chupacabra, which means it's not going to be able to come back from my graveyard. So
I'll mysteriously hold this card in my hand while I pass the turn to you.
Okay, so untap, draw a step, going to 2, so you have to discard a card.
I mean, I wasn't in that kicker anytime soon, so, Now he has no... He knows that I have no burn, and here comes the Wild Growth Walker.
The top deck Wild Growth Walker.
Yeah.
Which is going to hurt even more because it's going to be followed up by a Merfolk Branchwalker. So I'm going to explore. It's going to be a forest. That's going to go into my hand, so I do not put a counter on this. I do still put a counter on the Walker, and then I go up 3 life to 18. Everything's still got Summoning Sickness because you annihilated the board.
Oh, I annihilated the board?
So I'm going to pass the turn now to you.
Bloop. Once again, not really sure what I'm looking for here. This, I guess, will do. Tapping for 4 for the Experimental Frenzy. So I can play cards top of my library.
That card changes games.
It does when you have mana in this one. I pass 2.
Okay, so untap. And then we go to the 3rd act of the Eldest Reborn, which is put target creature or planeswalker from the graveyard onto the battlefield under my control. I have Llanowar Elves, or I have Merfolk Branchwalker. So Branchwalker is going to go to the battlefield. I get to explore. It's an Overgrown Tomb. That's going to go into my hand. I do not get a counter on it. I do get a counter on the Walker, and then I go up 3. Righty. Then I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in for you. Swing in
at me.
For 5? At you for 5. There we go.
Nothing to do at this point, so I drop down to 13.
I will play an Overgrown Tomb, which is going to enter the battlefield tap because I don't want to pay the 2 life, even though I probably could I guess, sort of.
Don't you get cocky.
I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap.
Best not, against an aggro burn deck, an aggro burn deck, it's best not to take any extra damage if I don't have to.
I drew the card.
Okay.
So now I will... Okay.
Okay, Towers.
I'm going to tap 1 for the Get Ru Lava Runner.
Nice. So I take... Oh, no, that's not the one that's the...
1, 2... I do have more than 2 instants or sorceries, so he's a 2/2 with haste.
Okay.
What's going on there? I'm going to tap 1.
Okay.
To cast Wizard's Lightning. Now it has it's 1 because he's a wizard.
Yeah, so you get the discount for it.
Yeah. So the target is on the stack.
Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to look at it while the target's on the stack?
No, because you have to basically cast it with a target.
With a target.
So.
Well, we will we'll do that. That hurts, but
okay. So the Branch Walker.
Okay. I actually am going to save him for a blocker at this point.
Okay.
So I will pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. Untap. Draw. I'm going to pay 3, including 1 black. And I'm going to actually sacrifice the Memorial to Folly to bring back the Branch Walker to my hand. I'm going to pay 2 to play the Merfolk Branch Walker. I'm going to explore.
But I just got rid of that thing.
Jade Light Ranger is going to go back on top. So this is going to get a +1/+1 counter. This is going to get a +1/+1 counter. And I'm going to gain 3 life.
Now you can get cocky with your life total.
So next thing I'm going to do is play a Golgari Guildgate, which enters tapped. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
That's a 2/2, correct?
That's 2/2. I'm
going to swing in with the 2/1 Branch Walker and the 4/6 Wild Growth Walker.
I will just jump there and then take 4.
Okay. So these trade.
I go down to 9. 0, 9er.
And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw away the card that I don't want there anyway. Peek at the top card in my library. Play the top card in my library. Tapping 2 for the Vishino Pyromancer. Still a jumper.
I take 2, right?
Yeah. Not that much, but I have not played land for turn, so I'm going to play my land.
Mm-hmm. Frees up the next top spot.
Play Vishino Pyromancer.
Take 2.
Play a Get Ru Lava Runner.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, if I had, like, I don't know, say 1 or 2 Steamkins that I started the game with. Play a Get Ru Lava Runner.
Oh my goodness. See, that card is insane in this deck.
Now, 2, 4, 6, 8. If I hold them all back...
These 2 have haste, right?
They do have haste, yeah. They don't. But if I hold them all back, put them all in front of that bus, even if you explore twice next turn, they should still be able to kill it. I mean, that's a lot of putting under the bus, but I need that thing gone. Of course, you could just have another hand, who knows. But what is my better other options point? I can attack into for up to 4, which you probably just take because, you know what? I got to play it safe. And I got to pass you.
Okay. Untap. Draw what we know I have. I'm going to tap for...
Please explore once.
I'll tap for 3 green and cast the Jade Light Ranger. So I explore. So explore 1. It's a forest. It's going to go into my hand. So no counter on the Ranger, but I do get a counter on the Walker, and I go up to 23. And I explore a second time. Forest. Well, I'm getting rid of the forests. And then 5. Now, as you said, if you block with everything, you can take care of the Walker. But you'd have to block with everything, and this is power of 6, which would be enough to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would be enough for me to wipe out your board with it. Oh, I have to gain 3 more life, right?
I don't know.
Okay, so 26. You know what? I'm gonna move to combat.
Okay,
and I'm gonna swing in with the 3, 2, and with the 6, 8.
All right. The theory is this is going to work. I'm putting everything under the bus. Everything under that bus.
Okay. So that is a combined power of 2, 4, 6, 8.
And a
Which
combined
is
toughness,
toughness.
of 2, 4, 6.
2, 4, 6. So these are all going to trade. So
Yeah.
you're going to get rid of the walker.
Still going to take 3.
Still going to take 3.
Drop me down to 6.
I'm going to play a forest, which we all know I have. We actually know I have 2 of those now. And pass the turn to you.
What could happen? What could happen? What could happen? What could happen? Lots of excitement could happen. I'm going to draw for the turn.
Yep.
Okay.
Now remember, you also have the option of,
Yep.
at any time getting rid of that, and then you keep whatever's in your hand.
Tapping for 3.
Tapping for 3.
Goblin Chain Whirler.
Goblin Chain Whirler. Okay, so I'm going to take 1, which is going to put me down to 25.
1 damage mark there.
1 damage marked here, and that gets rid of the ranger.
Okay. Come on. Big money, big money. Well, moderate amounts of money. Tapping 2 for Runaway Steamkin.
Oh,
Too little, too late.
Maybe not. Honestly, maybe not. I've lost from this type of position before, so
That is all.
that is all.
Neither of them have haste. Not that I'd be attacking anyway, but pass back to you.
My turn. Okay. Draw. I'm going to tap for 1 and 1 black to cast down the Chain Whirler.
Come on, Matt. Do you have? That's 4, right? That's 4.
That's
or is that
3.
3.
That is 3. Yes.
Look how meaty that graveyard is. You can probably see it in my little screen there.
I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
I'm going to swing in for 3.
I can't choose to. I can't do anything. So putting that guy on the bus.
Okay. There's no sense bluffing, right? Because I have another forest in my hand, so I'll play the forest and top deck magic for me now. So I pass it to you.
Untap. Drawing for the turn. I always almost forget to, do that properly. Looking at the top card of my library. Paying 2 for the Runaway Steam card. Looking at the top card of my library. Paying 3 for Goblin Chain Whirler.
Chain Whirler.
So the Steamkin will get 1 counter.
I take 1, and the Merfolk Branchwalker currently has 1 damage on
Play a land.
it. See, yeah, there we go.
Tapping 2
Mm-hmm.
for Lightning Strike. Targeting. Beep, 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 beep. I think, yeah.
Yeah, you have to, right? So,
Yeah.
and a counter goes on this. See, this is the thing.
Still get to look at this.
You still have a really good chance of winning this game because you have almost a full hand of cards now. You can get rid of that and start playing those cards if you want. You have a whole bunch of mana up. You have this as well to add even extra mana. I think you have a chance to actually still win this at 6 life, which is going to be amazing.
I pass back to you because nothing had haste.
Okay. I'm just going to quickly order my lands here. So those are the duels. These are all forest, not a single swamp. I'm going to draw. Okay, I'm going to tap for 2 black, 2 green. Chupacabra. Ravenous Chupacabra on the Steamkin, because that's currently, that's a 3/3 with first strike, but that's something that could really make you go a lot farther. So that's my turn. I'm still top decking here, so I'll pass turn to you.
I'm tapping, and I'm just playing the gambling game. Draw the card. And then tap 1 for the monkey.
No. Oh, those monkeys. They're going to play.
I haven't played a land at this turn.
Okay.
Tap 1 for the shock.
Which is going to go to the Chupacabra. That makes sense.
Okay, I played a land. Can I mill myself in this? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to combat. Swing for 4.
Swing for 4. I'm down to 20.
What I'm going to do here is tap for 4 to destroy Experimental Frenzy. And then I'm going to tap for 2 to cast the Varashino Pyromancer.
Oh, I'm in so much trouble now.
And do for 2.
18.
Then I'm going to pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay.
Everything that could attack, did attack. Monkeys and wizards and chain hurlers. He's not even a monkey. We went through this at length in the first game.
Yeah, we have actually talked about that. So
I can't not monkey talk.
I'm gonna play Swamp. Which the only good thing about that
Because I don't have any swamp
1,
walk.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is it puts me to Ascend. So I do have the City's Blessing. Pass turn to you.
Untap.
Don't call it a comeback, Travis.
Draw. Okay. For no reason at all, we'll set 4 mana aside. What I think I need to do. So obviously I do have land in my hand.
Okay.
But let's say hypothetically,
Okay.
I play another Experimental Frenzy.
Yes.
If I drop my land and I hit a land, I stall.
Yes.
So, hypothetically speaking...
So you would not want to play your land before you play Experimental Frenzy.
But after I play it, I can't play it.
No, not from your hand.
No, so...
But it gives you the option of playing one from the top, which is the only thing that can stymie you once you have
Yeah.
Experimental Frenzy on the board.
So what we're going to do...
Okay.
Is we are going to tap for 4 to play another copy of Experimental Frenzy. Why I was so willing to
No?
get rid of that one. So I might as well just start
Okay.
doing what I'm going to do, which is...
See? And that's exactly why you don't
Yeah.
play land before that card.
Second card I'm going to look at is a Lightning Strike. So we'll just go ahead and tap 2 and
Right to my face. Down to
sure that-
15.
look at another card. Shock your face.
Ooh, shock my face. Down to 13.
I mean, another thing that could be brought up is I really am burning through some spells that may come in handy pretty soon. But,
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, I think you have to go directly to face.
so now we'll go to combat.
Yes, indeed.
Swinging for all of 6.
6. So that puts me down to 7.
2 untapped mana, and I pass 2.
Okay. Well, here we go. There's, I think, one card that saves me here.
Well, that -2/-2 is not going to hurt you.
And it's not the Golgari Guildgate. Travis, I pass to you. Basically, you need to get a burn spell, or something with haste, or another one of those Vashino fellows.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what we got there. Mountain for turn.
Mountain for turn.
And something, I'll just reveal it. It kills me. Oh, don't worry, you are not safe. Because I can go to combat and swing.
Okay.
There's 6.
So there's 6. I'm down to 1.
Then I'll blow that up
Mm-hmm.
and Lightning Strike in hand.
There we go. There we go. So that is that. Now,
Enchantment.
out of curiosity, I just want to see what's on top here. I got like a flood of land at the end there, but no, the Branch Walker wouldn't have done it.
Wouldn't have hurt, but...
Duress wouldn't have done it, because at that point you weren't going... This is the card, Find and Finality. 3 away, 3 away. That's
What
the
is
one
the
that could have
second
wiped
one?
the board.
Yeah.
I may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature I control. Then all creatures get -4/-4 at the end of turn. So I needed that like 2 turns earlier, and then I might have been able to get back in the game. But see, that's the power of that Lightning Aggro deck, specifically with
Because of that
Experimental
enchantments,
Frenzy.
yeah. I'm going to have to Google that price of that card when I get home and see if I can find a spot for my Goblin deck.
So I have a question for you. Now, for those of you who didn't watch the 2018 Challenger Deck series, you may want to plug your ears for the next 45 seconds, because I'm about to spoil who won that one, even though I think we've already talked about it. The Hazard Aggro deck, which is the mono red deck from that year, won. Now, you piloted that deck, and so you had talked about how you had a preference from one to the other. And I think you said you preferred the Hazard Aggro deck to the Lightning Aggro deck.
Until I started using Experimental.
Okay, so now that you've used it, how do you think they match up now?
Yeah, the Experimental Frenzy is insane. I can't remember what other card from the Hazard deck. Obviously, Hazard was in that.
Yeah.
But I think it was a Glorybringer, who was a 4/4 attacker, flyer with haste, was it?
Something like that,
And
yeah.
Exert, where you can tap a target creature or do 4 damage.
It's been a while. You'll get a chance to
Yeah.
play with it again, because we are going to be doing a champion versus champion match. So it is going to be mono red versus mono red, which means I finally get to play one of those decks. So we will okay, let me ask you this now. I don't want to put you on the spot, but because we are eventually going to do a champion versus champion, which one would you rather play?
You know what? I'll give you the choice. I'm actually fine with both.
Really?
Yeah.
I will actually go. You know what? You've done really well with this. You've really grown to like Experimental Frenzy. I think it would be mean at this point to sort of like yank it away from you. I will play Hazard Aggro in that matchup versus Lightning Aggro. So
It's curious actually, because they're both solid and easy.
yeah, and to be honest, I'm quite happy you sort of turned around on this particular type of deck,
That
because
one card
Yeah.
turned me around. Everything else was like, it's all good.
yeah.
but it's not great.
And this actually shows the power of even that card when you don't have the backup of
Yeah.
the Runaway Steamkin, which is normally what makes that card even better. But I was able to shut those down. That's why I ended up like valuing those way higher when it came to removal than anything else, because I know how crazy those things can get, especially when you have the Frenzy on board. So no, I'm glad you actually started like warmed up to this deck.
Yeah. Haha.
Oh, yes. So once again, mono red take, which doesn't really surprise me, honestly. I think we even talked about this at the very beginning of the series, that we were pretty sure that the mono red might go all the way. This, if anyone had the best chance of shutting down the mono red, and we saw in that second game how it can do that. Even in the third game, right up until the end, right up until I sort of ran out of that gas. And that's interesting because red decks are not typically known for being able to like renew your hand.
Once again, that's where that
frenzy
enchantment just gives you the gas. Because in the first one, it was that Beaumont Courier. It allowed you, but it was a little more hit and miss, because if you had to attack on turn 2 with it per se, you could lose it
and not get those cards, right?
And it's a lot easier to remove that 1/1 creature than it is an enchantment. Get rid of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But although even then, when you remove it, no, because you would have to spend 1 mana to sacrifice it to draw those cards.
That's the thing. You have to make sure you have a mana up for it as well, too.
Yeah, so. I'm remembering. It's called Come Back to Me Now. Yeah. So no, that was that one's card that kind of gave it fuel, but it's nothing compared to how this can work, especially with so many low-costed spells. And it's funny because I get to a point where it's like, don't hit him in the face with that shot. Don't lightning strike. I'm like, nah, there's more where that came from. And there it is, actually. Like, in
my mind, you played that third game absolutely perfectly, because early on you needed to get the threats off the board, which were the creatures. Yeah. And then at the end, it was just like you said, I could save these in case you get more creatures. But if you hadn't started like just hitting me in the face with those, who knows? That might have given me the extra time I needed in order to maybe rebuild my board. Because even chump blockers at that point would have been very, very useful. So yeah, I think that deck is strong. I'm curious how it's going to match up against Hazard Aggro, though.
Yeah.
Because we have seen in decks from sort of different time periods of Standard. Sometimes the Standard format was just stronger back then. Sometimes it's stronger now, sort of thing like that. So I'm very curious to see that matchup. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Well, there you go, folks. Travis, do you have anything you'd like to say before we end this?
No.
We are going to, as of this recording here, tomorrow I'm going to try to go to the Magic Open House to try to get my hands on some early copies of the Planeswalker decks for Core Set 2020. I'm going to start doing the sort of the deck overviews videos throughout this week coming up. This video, I'm hoping, we're recording on a Friday. I'm hoping to actually get it out as early as Sunday because I've already sort of pieced together the first half that we already recorded.
True.
And then for the Core Set 2020, you may see a different face with a couple of the matches when those get released. So it's not, don't worry, Travis is not going anywhere. It's just that with scheduling, we're going to try to do something for the pre-release, and I can only monopolize so much of Travis's time week in, week out. So keep a lookout for all that. I will keep you guys posted. Check out on Twitter. That's usually where I sort of give heads up if something interesting or, is sort of popping up. As well, too, I can announce this now because this should be coming out before then. I'm going to be taking part in the Core Set 2020 online Magic Arena pre-release event. So that is going to be taking place on Monday, July 1st, which is Canada Day here in Canada. And I'm going to try to do at least one full draft on streaming on YouTube, one full draft streaming on Twitch. I don't usually stream on Twitch, but I'm going to try to do that a bit more. So I will keep everyone posted once again on Twitter when I have sort of more concrete times as to when I will be online. Okay, I think I'm losing my voice a bit.
Are you going to dress like Chandra?
No, I'm not cosplaying. There is,
I just saw a tweet about that or something.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see other people who do. I won't be cosplaying. Not that I have any. I enjoy cosplay. I enjoy seeing cosplay. I don't have time to make.
See, that's a problem. He doesn't half-ass anything. So he could not go into and say, "Look, I put goggles on. You're welcome." He would have to go and like do the moldings and the airbrushing, spray paint, and like go full on. So I don't blame you for not half-assing it.
I have always wanted to just go ham one year and just create like a really cool cosplay costume, whether it be Magic or whatever, because I used to go to San Diego Comic-Con for work a lot. And I've always wanted to just go in costume, but I've always wanted to, if I was going to go in costume, it's going to be something which is going to obscure my face, because part of the fun, I think, is actually I can go up to people, especially in San Diego, where, friends of mine will have booths and stuff like that, and mess with them and just start talking to them and and then, do the reveal and it's me and hope to not get dragged away by security. So I may eventually want to do cosplay. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's not going to be for the pre-release, the online Magic Arena pre-release.
See, I always cosplay, but it's always Kevin Smith, so no one really gets it.
You could knock that out of the park, in my opinion. And it's called the early access event, I think. Actually, I keep calling it the pre-release. Anyways. So thank you guys very much for watching. Once again, keep an eye out on my Twitter feed for at least the next few weeks to sort of be apprised as to when certain things, or in general. But especially in the next couple of weeks, because you'll be finding out more and more about when Core Set 2020 and some other stuff coming to the channel is going to be coming out. Travis, once again, thank you very much for coming out. Thank you to everyone who has stayed to watch this end point. There has been a couple comments in the comment section, people mentioning that they had stayed to the very end, because I said if you're still watching at this point, you're one of the hardcores, give yourself a shout out. Feel free to do that again. We really appreciate the folks that stick around to the very end, because it makes us feel better about talking this long. Anyways, see you guys in the next video.